Hi, everybody. So today is going to be a little bit different than normal. You are seeing me from the past. If you're watching on Twitch, if you're watching on YouTube or listening on podcasts, then it's exactly the same as it always been. We aren't able to stream live today because half of the crew is missing. So for various interstellar galactic reasons. So we are pre-recording this the Sunday before. So feel free to chat and interact in the Twitch chat. We will not be reacting on screen. So if people donate bits or anything like that, we won't have any recollection because we're coming to you from the past. So please enjoy Afterlight Skies. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sci-Friday Afterlight Skies. That's what it's called, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It's that one. Welcome. I am John. I'm the executive producer here at Final Show Films, and I turn it over to our game master for the evening, Aaron.
Hi, everybody. I'm Erin, and I will be the GM of this game. So even though it's been not very long for our players, I am still going to do our little past summary for anyone watching, listening on Twitch, YouTube, all the places we put this. Last time on Afterlight Skies, our crew reunited with their temporarily off doing his own thing astromech droid and acquired some new business to keep afloat as they purchase weapons and not really restock their med bay. I don't know why that's on there.
I restocked my med bay. I found a repair.
Yes, you did.
We didn't really need to.
Went through their acquisitions from an Imperial facility, finding they'd managed to snag some armor, a few other weapons, and useful bits and pieces. Rerun and Praz getting things they'd specifically been looking for, I think. After that, they encountered 3 people from probably shady and nefarious organizations that they're going to ferry them and some cargo to, and the people from the planet of Dolus 3 as they make their preparations to take to the skies. We rejoin our team, and I will now introduce players unless there's something that I missed that needs to be said.
I think you're good.
Okay. We're going to start with John.
I'm John, and I'm playing Sinstaku, the Achani Seeker, and pilot of the Nasari.
Roll your destiny, sir.
Oh yeah, I do that.
I will just
Kinda
always point to this corner. It's going to be right for someone at some point.
One dock.
And I'm Jack. I play Rerun, the short-tempered and somewhat vengeful R3 astromech unit of the Nasari. And I got 1 dark.
I see we're on a trend.
Okay, Jeremy, you tie this up.
We'll see. I'm Jeremy. I am playing Lux, the Zultron ship slicer. And
Hey!
I did tie it up.
2 light side.
Too
What?
light.
The force is in balance.
Good. I like it that way.
Well, your destiny is in balance. They're related but separate things.
Rerun builds something entirely useless and spends 2 light side points doing it. Let's go.
Okay.
I kill rerun. No.
Sounds
You strand
legit.
yourself in outer space with no astrogation astromech.
Yeah.
I put a
Anyway.
I put a restraining. order on
Anyway,
that.
speaking of that, So with a 79, I think that is, you guys are
So-
not feeling any particular strains of your obligations beyond the typical. It's always true for you guys, but you're not feeling any dramatic strain.
Life is good. We've got a job.
Weep, boop, weep,
We're
boop.
leaving Dantooine, getting away from the Empire.
Speaking of
Everything's
which-
fantastic.
Hit over the intercom. Actually, is Lux up here yet, or is Lux still showing people around?
Well, that's probably-
Lux, that's your call.
Once everybody is settled, yeah, I would head up into the cockpit and
All right. In that case,
drop into my seat.
I'll go ahead and we got clearance, so go ahead and pull
Awesome.
Which route are you taking?
out. The non-standard route that we had sort of kind of
Awesome.
All right.
bouncing around for a little while.
And also, just to clarify, I did check over the rules. Once you're in hyperspace, you don't necessarily need to be monitoring the things, and there's not really much you can do.
Yeah.
Even if you're taking a sort of circuitous route, you're not necessarily stopping off anywhere unless you are making a separate.
Yeah, but we've already had one instance where we suddenly dropped out of hyperspace because of shenanigans, so...
Fair enough.
So Sen's a little paranoid.
I don't want us to suddenly drop out of hyperspace running into a ship, is all I'm saying.
Gravity well generators.
Yeah. That'd be bad.
It would be. It would make this... It would, however, be a great way for Aaron to just say, I'm done GMing. Wham!
So yeah, Rerun's going to just trundle back to the engine room and make sure nothing is power spiking or doing anything weird.
As I'm plugging in coordinates, I'm just gonna hit.
I've already plugged in all the coordinates.
Well, yeah,
All of the coordinates are basically plugged in.
yeah. As I'm flipping
you-
switches, because you flip switches when you go to hyperspace.
As you continue fiddling with the things that you don't necessarily need to fiddle with, but you do anyway because you're the pilot.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, you're wash.
I'm just gonna ping Rerun, not over the intercom, but direct to 1-to-1. How certain are you on these navigation coordinates, by the way? So that's 90%, 85%.
I mean, usually that's like an 85 for him.
%8.9%.
That's 78.9%.
78%. Okay. Oh well, we've done worse. Punch it.
Okay. You're in hyperspace. Given that you're going an indirect route, and given the number of successes you got when making your astrogation checks,
You mean 0?
you're gonna be in. This is gonna be a little bit longer than it would be if you took the trade route. It's gonna be about 4 to 5 days of just hyperspace travel.
That's fine. They specifically requested non-secure, a more circuitous route. So
Yes, they did seem to stress subtlety over speed.
They stress subtlety, yes.
they specifically requested not taking the most direct route. We're not.
They
taking
actually didn't, but that's
No, they said no. They didn't say don't. They said they didn't want to do. I think it was traditional.
they want to use their ship.
Right.
Which
I said we should choose the more circuitous route.
Yeah.
But in front of them, and they accepted it, so they might as well have said it.
Either way, they can't complain. They're already on the ship.
I'm just letting you guys know.
Icy tokens.
For clarity, where are you putting the cargo?
In Bay 3.
It's in Bay
All
3
right.
currently, yep.
Their cargo is in Bay 3. Our cargo is in Bay 4.
And then Rerun's going to go over to the Jarek table with his best come at me bro expression on his face, which is the exact same expression that's always on his face.
Right.
After making sure that everything is good hyperspace-wise, I'll go play Dejaric with Rerun. Because why not?
I'll go watch.
Make sure to lock the cockpit.
So, Lux, this would be your decision. Are you allowing them access to the sort of communal space here or no?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No, I think the only place that we listed as out of bounds is the engine room, the cockpit, and Lux's escape pod.
No. The engine room, the cockpit, and personal quarters, unless invited.
That was it.
Right.
Wolf will sort of wander in and also take a seat.
So
We're
gonna enjoy
playing
this.
3D
These games get intense.
I have some experience with this particular style. See, there's not really a play board games check, but
Well, Dejaric is basically chess, so
it is basically
Space chess.
it would probably be warfare checks. Because it's that's the closest
You
thing I
know
have to
what?
strategy.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I was
make
gonna
warfare
say.
checks.
Can I
If
make
you're
a
playing
case for skullduggery? Because I'm going to attempt to modify the board where
Oh,
he
yeah.
can't see me. Okay.
If you want to cheat, that's skullduggery.
Like I said,
Especially the way you
These games get intense.
So what I want is each of you to make a knowledge warfare check and Rerun to also make a skullduggery check. And
Yeah, it's totally not going to be necessary to cheat. I only have two green.
okay, just make your checks.
3 successes.
Okay. 1 success, 1 advantage.
Okay, maybe it will
And
be necessary to cheat.
Skullduggery. 3 success and a triumph.
Okay. So with this success and triumph, you can basically modify the board any way you want at any point.
Okay.
And you're managing to do it with some level of subtlety. The thing about cheating at chess by changing where the pieces are is that it's cheating at chess by changing where the pieces are. I can't
No.
think
He's
metaphor.
not going to necessarily change where the pieces are per se. What he's going to do is basically modify the board so that it looks like it's just having a malfunction, but like in his favor more often than Sen's.
Yeah.
So that the pieces
It's
like
little things
there's a
with
glitch and
the-
then something
Yeah.
changes and it's like, damn it, this thing fucking right.
I mean, if it wasn't Sen playing, yeah, it would be. If it was Praz playing, it would be, damn it, this fucking whatever.
Right.
Sen just sort of quietly stares at you while playing.
All right. Sen is moving about the board with a level of confidence that you don't usually associate with his gaming play, but you're definitely keeping pace, even if you occasionally need to modify the odds in your favor.
Okay.
So about halfway through the game, you're both still pulling pretty neck and neck.
Right.
Had
Another
some-
warfare check.
Yes, another warfare check. Your skullduggery check still applies, but
Another 3.
2 and 2.
2 and 2 advantage.
So rerun, you're looking for a point where you can use your little bit of a technological edge to basically flip one thing and flip this game around. And you just aren't finding it, so you're still mostly keeping pace. Both of you have had some significant losses and significant gains, but you're on that edge of neither of you's quite pulled ahead to the point where victory is evident.
And
All right.
the entire time, I'm just leaning back in my chair, staring at Rerun while playing. Doing doing the Dio stare, basically. Another
Last
warfare
check.
Then you're gonna need to make one last warfare check.
roll? 2 successes and an advantage.
2 successes, 3 advantage.
All right. At the very last minute, rerun, the board flickers, and you've suddenly won.
Okay.
Send with 2 successes, you can tell that whatever glitch just happened in your favor, and in definitely a way that hurt you. You aren't keeping track of every move that's happened. It's a little hard. It's 3D chess. But and there have been glitches throughout. Some of them you probably were hurt by. Some of them probably hurt rerun. And now you're like, damn it.
Can I make a perception check? Just to see.
I think that might be more vigilance, but you can absolutely make a check to
just to sort of like maybe even like a perception check that I might have made throughout the game, just to sort of keep track of the way things were going every time there was a glitch.
Oh, like a check for remembering.
Yeah.
Would be perception, yes.
What sort of difficulty would I have?
Difficulty of 4, because this is remembering every movement on a chessboard. This is fancy, challenging.
Threat. Can't do it.
Yeah. You know most of the big swings, but especially just trying to recall that information, you can't bring up every single instance of things happening.
Yeah.
At least not with enough detail.
That's fine. Like,
but you can choose to keep playing, even though you know that you've lost at this point.
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay.
It's good game rerun. And then I will go. I'm done playing Dejarik, so I'm just gonna go do my exercises. How long do we have before I need to make the next jump?
Oh, okay. Like I said, you're kind of floating probably for a few days.
Well, no. What I mean is, like, because the way we have to do it, in order to do a more circuitous route, it has to be like jump to point, jump to point, jump to point, jump to point. When's the next part where I'm going to have to go manually enter us into hyperspace again?
So, yes, that is the way you're doing it. However, it probably will still be about a day, maybe a day and a half before you have to do that again.
Okay.
You're not going. If you were doing something where you had to change it out every hour, it would be a lot harder because you'd have to time when you could sleep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but I just want to know if it was a day or if it was a day and a half or whatever.
Yeah, it's a day and a half. You've killed a few hours with this game. You guys both drew it out quite a while.
Because of fuckery.
And as the game's concluding, Wolf will actually lean over to you, Lux.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly, I suspect that your pilot might have won, if not for your board's malfunctions.
Yeah, that happens from time to time. It's a glitchy board, but it them's the breaks.
Yeah. He'll actually probably from his bags pull out. You've seen these before, but most people don't use them. A physical board, and start. You can probably tell replaying the game, replaying both sides of the game that was just played.
Nice.
Rerun's like, he must die now before my secret is revealed.
Rerun gives him a very suspicious look, which looks
is
exactly the same as
all
every
the
other look. Yeah.
Yes.
Was that loud enough for like us to hear, or was it just like a quiet aside?
No,
to
that
Lux?
was just sort of leaning over
Yeah.
privately.
Okay.
You're at the next table over. You're not.
Yeah. Well,
physically over here.
regardless, I get up. I like.
You
What-
notice him pull out a board and start replaying the
Yeah.
game that was played, but
Rerun's
Well-
going to trundle off to his cabin and organize his shit.
While purely on a competitive nature, Sen might feel a little bit irked. It's A, it's not that big a deal, and B, the Force moves in mysterious ways. And he's just
so
gonna,
sad none of you spent Spite Destiny on that because you upgrade each other's roles with Destiny.
yeah. Sen doesn't care that much. It was more a way to kill hours, and so he's gonna go to the cargo bay to do his exercises. Since
Right.
He's got a while.
You do notice that both Louise and Carter seem to just be hanging out in the
Yep.
sort of cargo area.
I'm taking my force pike with me because staff training is excellent exercise.
This is true.
So I am doing staff training in the cargo bay for the next couple of hours.
Okay. Louise will probably head. Once she notices that you're training, she'll probably head over. Just sit back, watch, maybe do some of her own stuff, unless you make conversation or offer.
I'm not. He's not going to initiate anything, mostly because Chani martial arts is a very sort of introspective style of martial arts, and it doesn't really offer much in form of conversation. But if somebody were to try to talk to him, he'd talk back. But outside of that, he's not gonna. He's just gonna be training until for a few hours. So.
So you're training, working on various things, reorganizing your room. Anyone else want to do something specific? Just sort of today.
Nothing specific. Over the course of the trip overall, Lux will be pretty shamelessly and unless it visibly makes him uncomfortable, aggressively hitting on Carter throughout.
And Rerun is going to take advantage of this.
Okay.
Because Rerun wants to sort of try and figure out what exactly she's looking at or scanning for whenever she goes to evaluate the cargo.
And that was part of why she's the one that's paying most attention
Carter's
to
not necessarily
the job.
inclined to talk about work, and her version of flirting is super abrasive, but she's
Right.
definitely flirting back.
Okay, perfect.
Breaks.
Rerun, you can make me a skullduggery check to use this situation to your advantage with a boost die and difficulty of 2, I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna use a light side point.
Womp.
Alright, here we go. Oh damn. 5 successes, 2
Hey.
threat.
Wonderful.
With 5 successes, Lux and
I know
Carter are
all.
talking pretty heatedly, though you're pretty sure no one's gonna get punched. And you just
equal odds of someone getting punched and this conversation ending up in the escape pod, I would
Right.
guess.
yeah, so that's the
6 to
general
1.
assessment. And you just go up to where her pad is and remotely just sort of ping it and grab some stuff.
You R2D2 motherfucker.
Why do you think I picked
It's too
this
bad that droids are significantly more badass than everyone else. But in order to determine what it is, you're still going to need to make me a difficulty 4 with a setback die computer check.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Because even as an astromech,
Setback die is the black one, right?
Yep.
setback die is a black one, and that's because of encryption.
Okay. Now, even if I fail this, I still have the data, and I could conceivably give it to Lux,
still
right?
have
Okay.
of the data stored with yourself. It's trying to interpret it into something meaningful, and with 3 failures,
3 failures, 2 advantage.
Yeah.
advantage, which
You didn't have
you're
you
sure
didn't have
the
a setback
data's
die.
there and not counterfeit, but you have
No, I didn't click out of
no
it.
bloody idea what it is. Also, you didn't roll your setback die.
Yeah.
Let me roll that again. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Either way.
we're just going with if you roll the wrong set of things, you roll again. With
1
a
success, 1 threat.
and a threat, you can interpret the readout she's getting. You can't necessarily tell what precisely is being scanned for.
Mm-hmm.
But the readouts, there's just like temperature, radiation, stuff like that, all of which are basically the ship's level.
Right.
And then it seems like there's some sort of signal being communicated from whatever's in there. You can't figure out exactly what that's sending, because it is to some extent encrypted.
Mhm.
But it's sending something.
And is it like an electromagnetic signal, or is something of that sort?
Yeah, it's some sort of message signal.
Okay.
Your best bet being the box is broadcasting a signal that she is receiving.
And has the necessary software to interpret.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, it's weird. There's probably no software interpreting this. Your guess is that the readouts you're getting are the same thing she'd be looking at.
Okay.
The interpreting probably is happening in her head,
I gotcha.
which is kind of impressive for a human.
Does she have any visible implants?
Nothing you can see.
Okay.
I'll let you know by the end of the
Yeah. Figured.
trip.
Yeah.
I figured.
I'm gonna
I'm
say
specifically
you can
looking
make
for
a charm
cranial
roll to figure out
implants,
how
not
to zen.
the other stuff, Lux.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 6-1. The other.
I mean, you'll see the
Yeah.
back. You'll see the back of her head at least one point.
All right. So yeah, I will wander my way back out of the cargo bay and wait for Lux to be alone, which is generally never, but happens sometimes.
I mean, it'll happen eventually.
Yeah. I mean, you've got several days.
Yes.
Actually, no. This is Rerun. What am I talking about? Rerun's gonna go to Lux's cabin and see if he can get inside.
There's
I'm
nothing.
assuming the
There's
door is
nothing
locked.
outside the standard locks, but yes, the door is locked.
Okay.
I can bypass the shit out of that.
Oh, of course you
Skullduggery!
can.
That's still delivery. Difficulty 2, I'll
Okay.
say. These are pretty standard locks.
Let's see if I'm having a good day or not. No successes, 3 advantage.
So with no successes or failures, you don't necessarily succeed or fail. But fortunately, you have a lot of the access codes because
Right.
you are the in some ways.
So you can do the R2 thing and just stick out the little probe thing that just starts
Yeah.
spinning random directions.
Door opens for you.
Okay. Go in, look for some sort of data pad that's lying around like it looks like she just left it to go do something else.
Oh, I'm sure there's at least one. My tools are probably in there, so that would include a data pad, I assume.
All right. Yep. Grab the data pad, hook up to it, download the data, put it back down where it was. Think for a moment, flip it over so it's obvious that it's been interfered with, leave, lock the door.
Nice.
So everyone is going to need to sleep at some point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rerun,
Yeah, I'll go
you don't need to sleep much, but you do need to power down on
Right.
occasion.
I'll go hook up to a recharge and power down.
After doing my exercises.
Passive observation motion sensors running though at low power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you don't necessarily need to sleep for as long as the humans and not quite humans do.
Um,
I'm just imagining the droid version of a cup of calf is just running over to the engine, jamming something into it. Okay, we're good.
So after I finish my exercises, basically go to the refresher, get cleaned up, and then go sit in my pilot's chair, feet up on the desk, and go to sleep there.
Okay.
Or feet up on the console and go to sleep there.
Your 3 will probably just set up for the night. Your passengers are...
They've got rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they definitely do. Technically, your cargo space can be used for passengers. There's a crew capacity, and then there's a capacity for total complement, including passengers.
Yeah, you can. They've probably got like some little
as a
bits
note,
that you can stretch out in front of those
the room,
various alcoves.
Yeah, well, we also have a couch because the room
Yes.
closest to the cockpit does not have furniture in it anymore.
Yeah. So they're probably just going to spend their time in the passenger area.
Well, yeah, it
just
doesn't
use
have
that I
furniture
now
in
have
it anymore.
tokens to move around the ship.
It doesn't have furniture anymore, but the furniture was taken out in pieces, sliced up.
Yeah.
It's not. We would have to repair
And
those
then-
scraps, and
well,
they're
no.
also
You would have
on
to
the hangar
get
floor.
all of the-
They've been incinerated by our
Definitely
takeoff. So
You guys would know. You're definitely ducking a fine for not cleaning that up.
I didn't know it was there. So
and I didn't give a shit. That's
I
for
don't
mouse
think we
droids to
pay
handle. That's below my
imperial
pay grade.
fines.
Oh, it's not an imperial fine. It's a docking bay fine.
Yeah, same thing.
Like I said, if it wasn't incinerated on the takeoff, I didn't know it existed. So
Basically, it's the hangar version of trashing the hotel room before you check out.
It's the hangar version of the dumpster by my house that constantly has people's sofas in it, despite
Just
the
like
"do
sticking
not
halfway out.
put furniture here" sign.
So yeah, and I have no real interest in dealing with these three
Okay.
on a personal level unless they try to engage with me. So over the next couple of days, unless something happens that they try to engage with me on, or something happens to the ship, I'm just going through a standard routine of
Yep.
do what I switch to hyperspace lane, exercise, sleep.
So that might be true, but we're still going to need to go
Yeah.
through this because there are other people.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know for me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
When you would return to your room for the night,
Right. Stop. Pause. Look. I didn't put my data pad there. I know that because I pay close attention to where I put that because I don't want to accidentally leave it on the ground and step on it. So I pick it up, start going through it out of curiosity. Okay. And yeah, start doing some
so
stuff out.
right. So rerun, did you leave the? I'm sorry, you said this a few minutes ago. Did you just try and take Lux's data, or did you?
No, I just downloaded what I had taken from Carter and more or less whatever the Star Wars version of leaving it in a README folder on the desktop is.
Yeah, Lux, you're familiar with this style of drop. You've done it a few times recently.
Right.
You don't know who it came from necessarily, but there's data, some of which looks familiar to you as when you looked over Carter's shoulder at the readout.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming it wasn't Carter, because... All right, I will start doing some data analysis on it.
She hasn't made her way to your room yet, certainly.
What?
Yeah, so you can make me the same check without a setback die. So
Okay.
difficulty of 4 computers to interpret this.
All right. Oh, we've got one light side point remaining, so let's go ahead and use that.
Yeah.
And 2 success and 4 threat.
That's a shit ton of threat.
Even on a computer, this is really, it's difficult to interpret. There's a lot of standard scans, atmospheric stuff like that. Rerun, you did notice this. Atmospheric, radioactive, temperature. And then there's the received signal, which once again, Rerun, you noticed but weren't able to interpret. Lux, you're confident that there's something inside of the box that's like probably tracking itself or whatever's in the box with it and sending that data onwards. And that's what Carter's looking at. It is in addition to being encrypted, it's probably in some format that is specific to either Carter or some organization.
Okay.
You're able to determine basically the parameters of it and what the fluctuations in the data are. But it's kind of like, I can't think of the kind of cipher at the moment. Without the key, you can only sort of guess at what the
Right.
might
So,
turn into.
just one thing. Is it only sending it to one source, or which I would assume would be Carter's Carter specifically, or is it sending it off the ship as well?
There's nothing being sent off of the ship.
Okay.
A
Then that's
similar
fine.
device
That was
on
my
the
only
ship
concern.
might be able to also pick up what Carter's datapad is picking up, but there's no longer range transmission.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, I'm gonna leave that alone for now. We'll see. We'll see if I can get. I can. Work that angle throughout the trip. For now, I'm just going to take that information, put it on a portable drive, so it's not just sitting on the data pad in case it gets discovered, and put that portable drive in a safe place.
Which reminds me, I need to make a roll for that. Okay. Good to know. Yep. So you guys continue on for the next day or so. Sometime during that day, Sen, you're gonna need to drop back in.
Yep. When we drop out, I just want to take a reading, and before we go back in, I just want to take a reading and see where we're at, if there's any nearby anomalies that I need to worry about, if there's anything like, oh, there's a war zone literally 2 feet that way. Things like that.
You can make me an astrogation check just for that, difficulty of 1.
Where? Why did I close my character sheet? No. 21. Roll.
No active war zones, no gravity wells.
3
nothing
successes, 1 advantage. All right.
To your course.
All right, and then after scanning, hit it and go.
Okay. So here's a question for all of you. At any point, are any of you going to try and investigate the cargo itself?
No. Rerun's happy with just being able to have pulled some of the data from the scanner.
If either of the other two want to, I will help, but I'm not going to take that. Sin's not going to take that initiative on its own.
No, there's not on the cargo itself. At some point in the next day or so, she plans to check with both Sen and Rerun to see who left the data, because he's assuming it has to be one of them. But no, not planning to actually fuck with the cargo itself, because
all right.
That could be bad.
So here's the other question. Lux, you have this data, you know that it's probably some sort of cipher that just the readout is.
That's the other part. So
do you want to from a digital standpoint try and run some sort of interpretation algorithms, or just go at it?
I'm thinking
you can do both, but whatever you choose.
I am thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm probably going to try both. I'm going to try and run something to do some decoding of that, and at the same time, try to essentially probably coordinate with rerun conceivably. Like if I can get Carter distracted enough, however that may happen, that rerun can get a hold of that data pad directly and get the cipher
Do
off of it.
do you let Sen know that you need help doing this stuff? Because you know he can move small objects with his mind.
Right.
It's less conspicuous than a droid bumping into somebody's butt.
That's not what I was. No. I'm going to be distracting Carter.
Yeah.
Ideally, by having her not be in the location of the data pad.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. We're not. It's not going to be. It's not going to be a switcheroo with them with her in the room, because that would go very, very poorly. I'm assuming.
I don't know. I was just all I heard was I distract, rerun grabs, and like wait, there's more than two people.
But yeah, so run both angles on it. I mean, the point is just to get the data pad and get the information off of it, or get the cipher off of it. You can recognize a cipher, right?
Rerun, you recall that your best estimate was actually that whatever cipher was being used was being done in the person's head.
And I will communicate that to to Lux. Yes.
Oh,
basically,
well, fuck
I don't.
me.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure this thing just has raw data on it.
You're pretty sure that you guys have uncovered whatever.
Yeah, I can't decode that cipher.
You can still run algorithms on it and
Yeah,
try
I'm still
and
gonna
get
run algorithms on it and see if I can decode it.
Which, by the way, I should ask you to make a difficulty 2, but I'm upgrading it computer check to essentially interpret without the keyword.
Okay.
God damn it. Where's the use dark side button?
Where's the use dark side? I love it.
Not the I'm just going to summon one of the Empire's hands kinds of use the dark side, but yeah.
Oh, good. I would prefer not.
All right. Well, I mean, that's still 2 successes and a threat.
Someone's phone went bzzz.
Wasn't
Yeah,
mine.
sorry. You buzzed me.
I didn't buzz anyone.
Yes, you did. You were the one who sent this message.
Yeah, I didn't send it directly at you. It's not my fault you have your phone buzz whenever anyone says anything.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So fortunately, this is something that's being interpreted inside of a person's head. It's a little bit noisy, but the pattern of this specific readout, once you've isolated it, is pretty consistent. So there's only so many ways it could be interpreted and things it's interpreting for.
Okay.
I'm going to say this is roughly on the third or fourth day by the time you figure this out.
All right.
There's any number of things this reading could be. Your best guess is some sort of stasis reading.
Stasis reading, and something is being held in stasis.
Yes.
And we've said it has... Okay. I mean, if it's being held in stasis, it's probably biological matter. I mean, you don't generally have to hold inorganic matter in stasis, right?
Yeah, generally you just turn it off.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, that or the only times would be with unstable components. Occasionally, stasis methods are used.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's less common for it to be used in that way.
All right. Well, I mean, curiosity is intrigued now. God damn it. I feel like I'm going to leave off of it for now. If it becomes relevant later, then I anticipate this will be turning into a huge argument between crew and between us on the crew and them as the passengers, and that'll be fun. But for now, I'm just going to leave it off at that. And let Rerun know that it's definitely biomatter of some kind. But it's in stasis. Should we end up having to defend it with our lives, I think there are going to be some very pointed questions asked at that point. But for now, I'm happy with that.
Rerun.
Right. Well, so Rerun's going to wait until everybody goes to sleep.
You can definitely do that.
All right. And then he's going into Bay 3 as quietly as possible. And now that he knows that it's potentially biomatter and potentially in stasis, he's going to calibrate his scanner module for those specific circumstances and do his own independent scan of the cargo to see if he can gather any further information. Specifically, do we have somebody in carbonite in there or what?
Potentially significant question. Am I sleeping alone at this point? I can throw out a charm roll if you need.
So I'm going to say that you don't necessarily need the charm roll, but it is up to you whether or not you feel that you are sleeping alone or if you have company.
Oh no, I am not sleeping alone. If it's up to me.
While I'm up in the cockpit, just like, I wonder what they're doing.
You're trying to understand because they sure aren't punching each other as much as Carter seems to be inclined towards.
Yeah.
Which
You are such a Jedi and such an Achani.
Well, it's also the introvert character. It's like,
Yes.
which I'm not used to playing.
yeah. Also, you're not sitting in the cockpit wondering that. You're sitting in the cockpit snoozing.
I mean, yeah.
Rerun can tell when everyone on the ship is asleep.
Prior to everyone being asleep.
And he probably does know where everyone is sleeping too.
Oh, Rerun knows where everybody sleeps.
Everyone's only kind of creepy that way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that's not fucking creepy as shit or anything.
It's creepy, but it's also sort of a side effect of being an astromech.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah, you're just
absolutely.
constantly keeping a running tally of ship systems.
I totally this is a tangent, but I really want to do an Edge of the Empire game that's an all droid crew.
Oh shit!
That'd be insane and awesome.
You have like an assassin,
Just a bunch of
an assassin droid, an astromech droid, a protocol droid, and then a couple of other different types of droids just running a ship.
or
It's
even
on
better,
Medroid.
running
Even
a
if we
med-
won't be able to repair ourselves with a Medroid.
A mechanic, an engineer droid. Yeah.
No,
No,
Right.
a
no,
mistake.
an actual medical droid. Just hire yourself out wherever we land. Hey, do any of you meat sacks need fixing?
And if anyone tries to put a restraining bolt on
No.
anyone, the assassin droid kills them.
So rerun is rerun. Essentially, you're breaking into this and trying to figure out what it is with your scans. Do your scanners give you a specific skill that you use with them?
Generally, as I was reading it, it's just if you've got the right tool for the job, it frequently functions as just like an auto success or a difficulty downgrade, one of the two.
Yep. So you definitely have the right tools for the job. You're gonna need to make a roll to figure out what exactly it is.
Okay.
I'm gonna make it a perception roll because this is using your sensors.
Okay.
Difficulty 1 downgraded to 1, and I'm flipping a dark side point.
Okay.
The
And
ship
I
is
don't
not
need
nice.
I don't need to make any changes for that, right? Or wait, no, it's upgrade 1 in my difficulty.
Upgrade 1 on the evil side of the board.
Okay, sounds good. Let's see what happens when I roll perception then. Boop. 2 successes, 2 threat.
Okay. Your guess of, let's see if it's someone in carbonite or what. So there's definitely multiple things in here now that you're calibrating for it. While these crates are large and a lot of space in them seems to be taken up by heavy stuff. In 2 of the crates, you definitely do detect carbonite slabs.
Ha 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 ha! I'm a genius. Okay. Awesome. Well, in that case, we are going to whimper quietly to ourselves and go plug in for the night.
Okay. Oh my god, I love Astromechs. Yeah. So, you guys wake up the next morning. This is about the last day of the trip.
I will update the crew and passengers on our estimated arrival time.
Okay.
And then continue out with my previously established schedule unless somebody asks me to do something.
All right. And we're going to take a quick break there because I think Skype's about to crash on me.
Okay.
Hey.
All right, we'll be back in just a couple minutes. And we're back. Hope you stretched your legs and got drinks and things.
Yep. Skype is no longer crashing.
Yay!
Woot!
For now.
For now.
I have altered the deal. Pray I do not alter it further.
I
must also wear this clown costume.
Coming from my end, not yours. Yeah, speaking of altered deals, rerun.
You're headed straight to Lux's room.
Okay.
Is it locked again?
Yes.
Here we go.
And I'm probably inside with somebody.
I don't care.
Sleep.
What was the difficulty on your lock? 2? 1?
2, I think.
You have the codes for it.
Yeah, I know.
But it's more fun.
But breaking in is more fun, and with 2 successes and 4 advantage, I think I can manage that. Whoop! It didn't roll any.
Yeah, no, you
difficulty. Hang on
definitely
a second.
break in.
Try that again.
Oh wait, no, that's no different.
All right, two successes.
You still definitely break in.
Okay. So yeah.
A pillow flies at you.
Yeah, just that
bounces
one
off my
thread.
dome.
That one thread is an instinctual. The door has opened without me opening it. There's a blaster pointed before I realize what it is.
And Rerun just ignores everybody in the bed and goes over, downloads some shit onto the data pad, flips it over again. Like, he's got this very sort of rote ghost haunting sort of, I do this same action like it's automated, and then spins around and heads back out. This one's a little encrypted.
I'm gonna fuck up your droid if that happens again.
I'm gonna fuck him up if it happens again.
And as he leaves, he then very deliberately shuts the door and relocks it.
What? You know what? Fuck it. I don't even give a shit now.
And then he goes to the cockpit to find Sen.
I'm there. You don't say. Well, there's lots of things that could be in carbonite, although, yeah, that would be an issue. Do you have specific information?
I'll download my readouts with annotations to his console.
And I'll go over it real quick.
Yeah. What Rerun could gather, yes, definitely there's 2 carbonite slabs in the thing. Thing about carbonite is that it's one of its functions is there's no life form readings.
Yeah.
Right.
Something in carbonite.
Yeah.
So you can't really confirm until you actually see the carbonite.
Most of the time, yes.
I'm just gonna hit the intercom to the that goes to the escape pod.
Shit.
Lux, I've got an issue in the cockpit. If I could see you up there in a minute.
Oh, for fuck. Okay.
I think your droid's malfunctioning. If you need some help with that.
Oh no, I'm sure the droid's fine. I'll be back. Get up. Not bothering to get dressed at this point because I'm assuming that this is related to.
He's gonna start getting dressed. Unless you shoo her out of her room.
No, that's fine.
She's probably gonna use that to just get dressed.
Rerun exits the cockpit once he hears Sen call for Lux, right about the time so that he makes sure to sort of pass her at the halfway point.
He's grabbing the data pad along the way because, as if it might be something I need to use off that for whatever. Walking along as we pass in the hallway, it's just flip the bird as you're walking by. You couldn't have stalled a little bit longer.
You're not dressed.
No.
Yeah, the shock prod's coming out.
Oh,
Hey, you can roll a melee attack. I believe it's just on your character sheet. Put in the weapon section.
Yeah, what is the difficulty?
Standard difficulty 2.
Okay, standard difficulty 2. All right. I think that's
If
what
if
I'm
Lux
at
has
currently.
any form of any amount of defense, it adds a setback die to it. But
And also because this is player versus player, I can, as the GM, add a upgrade to you from the dark side.
Okay,
I believe.
so let me re-roll that again.
are you? Yep. Yeah, you can upgrade anything. It doesn't even if it's not
Yeah.
player versus player.
Well, the dark side is meant to be used not in the player's favor.
All
I
right.
can use
One
the dark
success,
side
one advantage.
to help one player hit another player.
Yeah.
So you upgraded the wrong side of that.
Oh, okay. Let me try that
If
again.
it's a good upgrade, it goes in the good side dice, and bad upgrade, it's not very well labeled.
Oh, so you're upgrading the attack, not the not the difficulty.
Yeah,
Got it.
basically, we're fucking up Lux with the Force.
Got it.
Yeah, no, Destiny can fuck one player up in regards to another player.
Ooh, what does stun 3 do? Hang on.
Fuck you, Troy!
It requires 3 advantage to be activated.
It just inflicts additional strain.
Okay.
Yeah, no actual health damage, just strain.
Well, no, because it's not stun damage passive, it's stun 3. You have to actually advantage to activate the stun, so it's health damage.
I think I specifically picked this one because my
No,
stun.
Your weapon deals strain. Stun
Yeah.
3 deals additional strain.
Okay.
Right, yeah. The electroshock prod only deals strain damage.
Got it.
It's not capable of dealing health damage. So yeah, just a little zap.
And they're not interchangeable because you're not.
fuck you, droid. I will throw your ass out the airlock at some point if you do that again.
So you take 5 strain.
Yes. Walk up to the cockpit.
So, point of order: are you wearing any clothes at all? Or
Yeah, I'm wearing some clothes. I'm
Okay.
not completely bare ass naked.
that's like you said. I'm not putting on clothes. I wasn't sure.
No, I'm not getting dressed to a normal socially acceptable level of
Got it.
dress.
Got it. So yeah, once Lux is in the cockpit, close it behind.
I swear to God, I am gonna introduce subroutines into that fucker.
I slide the information over to a monitor that's at eye level with where Lux is at.
Well, shit.
Could be nothing.
That explains the stasis.
Could be nothing. Could be something.
So here's the important question: are we willing to potentially torpedo this job, or are we willing to? Let me rephrase that: are we willing to torpedo this job, not potentially, on the possibility that it's?
I got a better idea. Do you think you can put together a tracker?
Yeah, I could put together one. Can I put together one that they won't pick up on? That's going to be, with what we have on this ship, that's going to be harder.
It doesn't have to be on the cargo.
I mean, regardless, if it's with them.
You mean we're going to have to craft a slapdash mechanism in short notice with limited resources? They're playing my song.
I hit the direct comm to rerun and say, hey, rerun, you have the materials needed to put a tracker together? Something small and inconspicuous. Okay, bring it to the cockpit when you got it.
All right. So I need to scavenge from non-essential systems on the ship.
Okay. You can make me that roll that you were talking about previously.
Okay.
You can. Okay, here's the question: are you choosing to use your destiny to do a thing, or are you just gonna try and do it without?
I am going to use my destiny.
Okay.
And so I've got a question: has the bodyguard been basically joining me for training every day, or just the first day?
Yeah, she also goes through her own training, and she seems to just take her cue from you and use that space.
Okay, that's fine. And so while we're waiting for a rerun and with the door closed and locked, just to Lux, basically we know the bodyguard's going to be staying with them. We're going to be staying with the cargo. We don't necessarily, and we know they're going to scan the cargo.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily going to scan the bodyguard. If we can get a tracker on the bodyguard, then.
Are
we
you
can
saying
keep
I need
track
to
of
make
that.
this a twofer?
No, I can put the tracker on the bodyguard.
Okay.
She trains in the cargo bay every day. All I've got to do is say, "Hey, want to spar?"
And what difficulty is this at, Aaron?
This is going to be to assemble a device that is challenging to detect is going to be difficulty 3.
3? Okay. So I will upgrade that and make my mechanics check.
And remember to spend the 2 light side points to be.
Oh, no, I can't do that yet. That's one of those, like, have you filled out your entire talent tree abilities at the end? Yeah, no, this would have to be just a regular mechanics sort of.
Yeah. That's what I suspected. I just like.
Yeah, no, that's like way late game ability to just be able to do it. Yeah, no, this one I actually have to roll for.
Ja!
4 successes, 2 threat, but a triumph.
I'm gonna say you probably want to use that triumph for making it more difficult to detect.
All right, that's what we'll spend that on then.
Do you have any abilities you want to use spending successes for?
Let me see. Most of mine are currently based around repairs and stuff right now. So what I will do, though, let me look at the crafting bit real quick. I don't have any advantages, so. Yeah, I'm gonna spend the triumph to make it compact, which is going to add at least a setback die to any checks characters make to find it on someone's person, and then yeah, that'll pretty much be it.
You have about a quarter-sized disc.
Okay. Awesome. So, yep, I will cobble that together and then trot that right back to Sen.
Thank you. The outfit that the bodyguard wears, I imagine it's like armored suit.
Yeah. See, I think I can just show you her. God damn it! Where's the button? Show to players.
Bam. Okay, yeah, there's plenty of places where I could theoretically slip a tracker into her belt.
Yep.
Like, well, okay. Yep.
And when she spars, she does take some of that off.
Yeah, but one would imagine the belt stays on.
Yes. She takes off her gun and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, not the belt itself.
So yeah, take it. Is there like an adhesive point on the back of it, or is it just the tracker itself, and we're gonna have to add that to it?
No, tracker would have it would probably have some bonding agent on the back.
Okay. Yep. I'll take it. So I'll see if I can't get this onto the bodyguard. How much longer do we have before we reach our destination?
Little less than a day.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and, I mean, it's almost time for my normal exercise routine anyways. So we'll see what happens here.
Rerun would question Sen before he actually goes to make the transfer.
Mm-hmm.
Is the bodyguard coming back with us on the return trip?
No, the bodyguard's staying with,
No.
with the cargo.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that is.
Lux, for the whole of this whole part of the plan, has plugged headphones into it, so she is completely unaware, purposefully,
Mm-hmm.
of what's going on. So if it all explodes, if it all goes badly, she can legitimately not know. Legitimately not know what's
we pay
going
you in
on.
advance. We treat you with civility. We have you turn around so you can have deniability.
Exactly. Like,
Except for the paying in advance and trading with civility part.
Right.
And the whole Lux isn't
I
a
was
doctor.
gonna say the shock prod kind of negates that.
That was very civil for Rerun.
Yeah,
He's got an inbuilt blaster at this point.
I gave him a blaster.
You gave the vengeful droid a gun.
Yes, I did.
and that
Not
was
possibly go badly.
and and later, just before the last of the crews slipped into lifelessness, they thought back to when it all went wrong.
I've been nothing but good to Rerun. He's not going to kill me.
That's adorable.
He might kill everyone else, but I saved him from the restraining bolt. I earned my
I
place in the
feel like
robot apocalypse.
knighting might be the appropriate term here.
I was gonna say.
I earned my place in the robot uprising. Anyways,
I for one welcome our new droid overlord.
yeah. Hey, there'll be way more balance in the universe. So yeah, I slipped that into
Louise's
into like my belt,
peril.
and no, I slipped that into my belt.
Oh, your
And then
belt.
I
Yes.
go to start my training. And then if it becomes apparent that she's going to be training as well,
Yep.
roughly an hour into the training, I'm just gonna like sort of stop, look over. Do you mind if we spar? I could use an opponent.
So on your way over, you would have noticed Wolf has taken Carter aside and seems to be lecturing her. You catch some things about professional behavior
Yeah.
and appropriate levels of contact.
And I'm in my training gear, which is pants, no shirt, like pants and belt, no shirt. So it's just like this lithe
You're not
Johnny
going
walking
to
past.
make a charm roll to do this, but
No, just in case it matters. Actually, because I just like the idea of like Wolf and her having that conversation as a half undressed Achani walks past.
yeah.
They're going to think that we're
Fortunately, you've been walking past half undressed every
Yeah,
day, so
I have.
he doesn't assume that she's done a twofer.
No,
Um,
it's just funny in my mind.
Yeah. You. There's not. Yeah, you're gonna need to make me a deception check.
Yeah, that's fine.
Check real quick on how that works.
I can make a deception check. What difficulty would it be?
Subject is discipline. Let's see what Louise has in ways of discipline.
Discipline is willpower.
Dude, and she does have discipline. Okay. So, you can make your standard difficulty roll. That will be opposed by her standard difficulty roll.
All right. I'm going to use a light side. Actually, I'm not going to use a light side to upgrade this because I'm going to save that for when I need to actually plant the tracker. What was it? Deception? Standard difficulty.
Yes, it's going to be deception against her discipline.
Well, that's five. That's 5 successes, 2 threat.
Ah, jeez. Okay, I'm going to use a dark side point for her.
Yay. It's the calm authoritative Ichani voice. You can't really read it all that well.
Just because.
We'll see how she does.
I've got that Cam Clark voice going on, you know. That's
Yeah. For some reason, her skills are not actually in her character sheet, so give me a second. Sorry about that. Rerun. Lux, what are you doing?
I mean,
Oh.
I am going to give them enough time to carry off whatever plan they are doing and keep myself busy at my console for now.
Rerun's breaking into Wolf's cabin.
Of course you are.
Oh, that's my alarm going off. Sorry. In the background. Yeah, so I do know what her role is now, and it's upgraded. And I'll fix that as soon as I roll. But okay, so yeah, she nods, pulls out her staff because she has a truncheon. I need to go fix that.
Yep. Get my force pike out.
With no success or failure and just 1 threat, can we say that I get into Wolf's cabin, but there's literally nothing around that would be of any information?
I only got the first half of that question.
Oh, okay. I rolled to get into Wolf's cabin. I didn't get any successes or failures, but I got 1 threat. Would that be I get in, but there's literally just nothing around that would give me any information?
You're trying to get into Wolf's? Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, go in. Everything is perfectly made. The bed barely even looks slept in. There's no data pad.
It's actually a little bit disturbing. You've probably noticed that he seems to have some level of compulsions with his cleanliness and order.
So as I'm just gonna as I walk over towards Luis, holding the staff out to one side, armed or unarmed?
Unarmed?
I'll set the staff off to one side.
She's better at that. Pretty sure. Yeah. Okay, so gonna do opposed melee brawl checks just to... Because you need to get into essentially a position where you can slip something off.
So effectively, I want to use the first part of the brawl to just sort of let each other gauge combat capabilities, and then the second part to try to sort of get into a grapple where I can very quickly slip out of my belt into hers, and then
Yep. So for that first test, you're still going to need to prove to her that you're enough of a combatant to fight against into position.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
Okay.
Rerun's gonna go watch.
Because I can do this. What difficulty am I at? Standard difficulty too. So
2.
I don't have.
This is
Does she have any talents
this
that
is
add
not
setbacks?
like an actual punch. This is melee that
Yep.
we're
Yep.
truncating.
2 successes and an advantage.
And
Okay.
lots of light side dice.
Well, that's when I use enhance, which doesn't have any visual representation. Each point of force counts as a success.
Okay. So she also gets 2 successes and she gets 2 advantage. She's got a very slight lead. You're not used to the way she fights. And she's not used to the way you fight, but she's just using that ledge a little better. But yep. So this roll, you're going to need at least 1 success in order to make your check to plant something on her.
2 successes and an advantage.
Okay. And I am... All right. 1 success. But you push back and manage to get in just at the right angle to flick something off. Let's see if you can do that without her noticing. That's probably going to be skullduggery. Because it's kind of a sleight of hand
Yeah.
effort.
Well, yeah. It could be skullduggery. It could
Gonna
also
make an argument for something else, or
it could also be coordination or stealth, because it's about agility as much as it is about intelligence, or which is cunning. Skullduggery is more mental than physical. Stealth is more physical than mental. That would be the only thing.
It's not really an agility thing. This is cunning, actually. It's your melee check is you've gotten into position. This is pulling it off and placing it well.
Okay, what difficulty?
This is also standard difficulty, and this is also opposed. And I'm gonna flip a dark side point.
For her or for me?
For her.
All right, I'm going to flip a light side point right back for me.
Okay.
Skullduggery. A success and a threat?
Okay.
God damn it.
You sort of flick it. You're right in the right position to flick it onto her belt. And she sort of pulls back and switches to the other side. Like she has riot tactics. And is just used to things being thrown at her. She doesn't say anything as she continues to spar, probably putting a little more force into it.
All right, so here's my next question then. So as I flick it past, and like she sort of shifts out of the way and it flies past, can I continue to fight and use the force to bring it back telekinetically and hook it onto her belt?
I'm going to say yes. Given your level of force sensitivity, you're going to need decent success on your force roll to be that, use that much dexterity.
So, and I don't know how you're going to want to roll this if you want me to do it with a skill attached. Because typically move doesn't have a skill associated. It's just you roll and you use whatever points you generate.
So you're going to roll, but you're going to need to roll multiple successes, even though it's one small item.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a difference between lifting something telekinetically and telekinetically slotting something in.
Okay. So just
there's a level of precision.
Oh, hang on. I don't know why I
You need to make the melee roll first.
don't know why I rolled that with the thing. Everything was wrong. Okay, make the melee roll first. I can do that.
Yep. Because once again, you need to get towards a position,
Yeah. Difficulty 2.
and that your difficulty is upgraded from a dark side point. Remember, melee.
It is. You used it for her. You used it for her vigilance.
Yes,
Are you using another one? Okay. So many points flipping back and forth.
Um,
Are you using that last dark side point to make my difficulty higher?
yes,
Okay.
Sorry,
There it goes. That's fine.
make sure that everyone's thing is correct.
Okay. Three successes and an advantage.
Okay. With 3 successes and an advantage, you do manage to again get towards a position where your fight has distracted her enough that you could do this.
Okay. And no difficulty. No upgrades.
Can you use a light side to upgrade, or is it?
I don't know if you can use a light side to upgrade, but can I spend a light side to say it works? Can I spend a destiny point to say it works?
Say you can spend a light side to put a boost die in that. That's not conventional, but a success or an advantage on the boost die will count as force.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, because I only have the one force die.
yeah. I know. I just
Um,
this is challenging given your capability.
2 force points.
Okay. Yeah, with that, you manage to this time flick it towards her again, and let's see how she does on her vigilance, because she's now aware that you threw something at her. And it connects. You aren't entirely sure whether or not she noticed, but she keeps on sparring. As you duck and weave and use sort of probably more Achani style, this intimate, well-honed combat, and she responds with this very structured forms of trained, drilled soldier.
Yeah. I'm Kung Fu, she's boxing.
You're Kung Fu, she's riot police. It's really dissonant in some ways.
Yeah. No, it's...
Can I make a knowledge check to see if I can figure out this woman's background based on what I'm watching?
Yeah, absolutely. That would be...
And with it in place, I'm just going to continue sparring and trying to exert her so that...
I'm not going to make you make any more rolls for it, but to continue to spar. Rerun, because she is currently sparring, you can have a boost die.
Wait.
You're not just trying to figure this out from how she sits.
Right.
But it's going to be pretty difficult. Difficulty of 3... And I'm going to say this is an outer rim. Knowledge
I'm cool with that. Even wash.
Okay.
I'm like, she's from the outer rim.
Yeah, probably. So what you're looking at this fight, but unfortunately, because she's responding to Sen's rather unconventional tactics, you're not necessarily seeing her pull anything that gives away her origin. This is definitely formally trained, probably trained in some sort of, like, factory line type training as opposed to really individualized tutoring.
She's
but that's
Okay.
really all you can figure out.
she's responding to a Chani martial arts the way most people respond to a Chani martial arts. Fuck shit, fuck shit.
She's holding her own pretty damn well.
Yeah.
It's less fuck shit as, oh, really? There? Okay, let me see what I can do about this.
Really?
Oh, we're doing this now.
Well, no,
Okay.
that's why I said fuck shit instead of just because she is succeeding.
She's succeeding, and she's not panicking.
Yeah.
You have not put her off her guard at all.
Girl is good.
Yeah, no, she's... That's the other thing you can figure out without any successes. She's pretty damn good. Orsen's holding back a lot.
I'm not trying to hurt her.
You're
At
sparred.
which point,
Yeah.
while they're busy fighting, I'm going down hallway 6.
Okay.
Anybody else in here?
Nope.
I'm opening up secret door into number 4 and shutting it behind me.
Uh-oh.
And then I'm opening up secret door into number 3.
Uh-oh.
And since nobody else is in number 3, I'm going to try and get a peek inside one of these crates.
Oh, fuck. Here it comes.
First, I'm going to scan for any sort of, does this set off an alert when the crate is opened?
You're pretty confident it would not.
Okay.
I mean, the good news is it's really hard to detect body language on a droid to determine whether they're lying or not. So,
Also,
is the droid lying? How
also
the
the
fuck should
closest
I know?
also the closest person to the thing is very distracted right now. So
Yeah, and the other door is shut.
Some droids are good at lying, some droids are not.
Mhm.
Case studies, Chopper, C-3PO.
Right.
truth.
So yeah, whichever one of the crates is closest to me that I noticed had carbonite in it, I'm going to just try and slide a panel or something.
Something's gonna wake up and attack you.
Yay!
So these are crates that are about as tall as a person. You can get an angle on it, but you're not going to be able to see inside very well without dismantling the crate.
Okay. Well, I will give it a try.
Make me a skullduggery check.
Difficulty?
Difficulty of 2.
All right. And we are spending a light side point.
Okay.
One failure. God damn, that's the worst roll ever.
Okay. So you're trying to be careful, so you just open it a teensy little bit. You see the sort of charred dark copper color of that is often associated with carbonite. Unfortunately, the side you're looking at, what you see is that sure is a slab.
All
That
right.
sure is a solid chunk.
Mhm.
You see
I will
the
close.
the
I will
side.
close it, and I will take a risk and go around the other side and try and open it from a different direction.
Okay. Make me another difficulty 2 skullduggery check for that.
I'm spending another light side point.
All right.
I didn't spend the last one, so let me spend 2 in a row. Because rerun is curious as hell. 2 success, 2 advantage. There we go.
Okay. Once again, you can't open it very far, but from this end, when you slide it just ever so slightly open, so you can poke your sort of sensors in and see inside, you do manage to catch an angle that gives you a little more idea of what's in the carbonite. Something that either looks like the shape of a curved hand or like an odd type of squid is visible. Unfortunately, at this angle, you can't necessarily see any features of the person unless you want to fully remove the crate.
they've got reapers in there.
Can I make a xenology check to try and figure out just from the bit of the appendage, or do I not have enough view?
Yeah, you can make a xenology check to figure out Difficulty of 2, but you need have a setback die because this is low light
Right.
and you can't see very much of it.
It's a
Come
it's a
on,
Moncalban.
Bio. 1 success.
With 1 success, if it's a hand, it could just be about any race's hand. It's in a bit of a weird position, but then again, any frozen bioform's hand.
Right.
And we
looks
are
a
going.
little odd.
All right. And we are going to take a holo scan of what I can see, just that segment with the hand bit. And then we are going to shut the crate, go back through the secret doors, shut them all behind me, and sit in hallway 6 for a minute and think.
Okay.
Oh.
Rerun, you would know you have about 3 hours if you want to do something before this touches down.
Oh, yeah. No, we only think for about a minute. And then we go looking for... God damn it. We go looking for Sen.
Still sparring.
Yeah. Actually, just for flavor, make me a melee check.
Okay.
Come on, shock him.
Oh wait, am I making a melee check or is he trying to shock me?
I'm not trying to shock you.
For flavor, make me a melee
okay.
check.
I'm
Unless
hopeful.
you're sparring with her.
Yeah.
Character
Oh.
sheet. Carter's character sheet.
3 successes, 1 advantage.
1 success and 1 triumph. You see Carter Luis make a very flashy move with her fist up and around, but Sen sort of blocks it, ducks under, and gets in a pretty solid hit. As you will to find the two still fighting.
Oh. He sighs and heads off looking for Lux.
In the cockpit,
Oh, by yourself?
listening to... Yes.
Holy shit. Okay. Because he didn't come looking for you because he was like, I can't talk to Lux because she'll be with Carter and Carter can understand me. God damn it.
No, I've been in the cockpit this whole time.
Okay.
Yeah.
With
You would have
headphones
probably
on,
also at some point
listening
noticed
to...
that Wolf seems to be lecturing Carter extensively.
Oh, fuck him.
And so, yeah, Rerun will come in and just project his holo scan of what he saw in the crate.
I look over. God damn it. Alright, I will try a... whatever that...
That would be xenology.
Yes. And what was the diff?
Difficulty of 2 setback die for
2 in a setback. Yes.
Okay.
limited visual angle.
Yeah.
Come on, Triumph.
Fuck it, I'll flip a light side.
You guys are being awfully cavalier with the lights.
You goddamn right.
I mean, I burn through mine.
Yes.
Okay.
Should talk my decision to choose to flip the destiny point now.
All right, that's a success and a triumph.
It's a success and a triumph.
Your first inclination is some sort of squid, maybe a shrimp, or
That's
some
damn
some
big
sort of
shrimp.
Are we transporting a frozen calamari?
No.
Okay.
But looking at it a little more closely, that even with Rerun making a scan, the angle and essentially the equivalent of lighting is just throwing you off. You can't identify exactly what race or species it would be, but this is a humanoid hand
thing.
Probably.
God damn it, Rerun. I was having such a good trip, too.
I will note that it is entirely possible that this is a chimp or an ape or something equivalent to that that's not considered to be a sentient.
Right. It's also entirely possible that it is a voluntary being
That is also-
transported.
Yes.
I am aware. You remember that we had this whole conversation with them already. And I was the person who had the conversation. You don't have to remind me that it's not what we do. I'm going to hit the communicator. Sensaku, we need you up in the cockpit if you have the opportunity. Have the opportunity.
I will very dramatically and efficiently disengage from the sparring. So
Backflips for days.
yeah, sort of,
They still give you a nod.
backflip, tumble, hands together, bow. Thank you. Good exercise.
It actually was. It's not. I mean, aside from prowess, it's not often you spar with equals extensively.
No, it was really good exercise. Reach down, kick up the force pike, and use it as a sort of a walking stick to head back up to the cockpit.
Just leave your shirt.
I didn't have my shirt on when I went down there.
Oh, okay.
The shirt's probably up with you guys.
The shirt is on my chair in the cockpit with my jacket.
So once you get in,
You
grab a
you do
like,
ask Carter and Wolf, who seem to be just having lunch.
I grab like a towel from the respirator and go in. Yep.
it's
Hollow projection. Bloop.
What do I see in the hollow projection?
I mean, you see the same thing that we see, I assume.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
You don't have significantly different visual sensors.
Yeah. So it's just it looks like a hand of some kind,
Yeah,
I
or
mean,
a squid.
or a hand or a squid.
It really does, like, on very first impression, look more like some sort of animal. But
And I'll just say out loud.
looking at it more closely, it could also be a hand.
We're either
Probably it's cut off about halfway through, so
Yeah.
there's no palm visible.
we're either transporting seafood or a person.
I don't think it's seafood.
I don't think it is either. The out of curiosity, thinking about it, from the way that they were fighting, is there anything I could identify from Luis's fighting style?
Okay, you can make me that check at still gonna be outer rim, and difficulty is going to be 1.
Okay. 2 successes. Oh, no boost die, but the boost die didn't do anything.
You would have had a boost die. I just totally didn't think about it.
That's fine.
Because you were the one doing the fighting.
Yeah.
So yeah, with that, corporate security gets their people from a few places, but primarily corporate security get their people from corporate security.
Mhm.
At least in terms of training, this person was put through at least one, if not several, of the mercantile training programs. Even the bigger companies tend to have like armies, but the companies that provide those armies also provide individuals to smaller institutions.
So she's not a Mandalorian or something like that, from what I gather.
She's definitely not combat-wise a Mandalorian, and racially she doesn't appear particularly Mandalorian. Her skin is dark, but
But
people have distinct features that you would pick up.
yeah, and also she's not like one of the Mandalorian by training, not Mandalorian by birth Mandalorians as well.
She does not seem to be culturally
Yeah.
training-wise Mandalorian
Got it.
that you can tell.
All right. Well, I mean, it would certainly explain the skill of their bodyguard. We should probably try to confirm.
Yeah,
before.
Option 1 is the better option between those two
We
reruns.
only have a couple of hours, though. We could try to confirm on the ground when they're not on the ship.
You two talk to him. I'll go try to get a better look at it.
I mean, for distracting that's a you job, Lux.
It normally is. Well, yeah, no, they won't. Once we land, it's not going to be, and once we land, it's not going to matter because it's going to be where it needs to be. I mean, I can talk to them. That's fine. I was just thinking in terms of trying to get it.
Rerun can get a better look.
Yeah.
That's just the question of, do we want Rerun to get a better look?
Yes.
Okay.
I think at this point, absolutely. We can't just do nothing, and they're not going to. I think we want to know for sure before we confront.
Yeah, no, I could play some Dejarik with Wolf.
And I'll keep Carter distracted, and
Oh, great! That just leaves the bodyguard to me.
oh no, wait. If you can keep
I mean,
I will go engage the
Praz,
bodyguard in conversation if you can get in through the back exit.
Praz isn't much of a conversationalist, but he could talk to Louise.
No, not. Praz will give you an indication of, I'm here to fight things.
Yeah,
that's
I'm not helping with your stupid plan.
Remember what happened last time we sent him out to talk to somebody?
Yeah, no, that's right. He did get his. That's right.
Not exactly positive.
He did get his ass kicked the last time he went out to talk to people. That's right.
Yeah, that was all on him.
Yeah.
I mean, the actual fight was.
Yeah. Yes, it was. It was all on him.
Right. Rerun leaves the room and begins to just putter around the ship for a bit. He'll go in his room for a moment, grab something, knock something over so that it makes noise, shut his door, come back out, go check the engines.
I will clean myself up and get dressed.
Yeah, and go get the two in the chill room occupied. I will go talk to and work my magic on the bodyguard.
Oh, I'll tell Lux. I placed our tool on her belt. See if you can confirm if it's still there or not.
Our tool or your tool?
Our tool?
I did that just to enjoy the confused look on your face.
Rerun's gonna make a quick.
Put your tool on her belt anyway, so
you confuse me.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna.
It's accomplished.
Head out towards after cleaning up and getting redressed and everything. Wolf.
Rerun's gonna.
Yes.
I noticed you had a physical Dejarik board earlier.
Indeed.
The other day. Do you play often?
When I have time.
Oh, we've still got a couple of hours before we land. Care for a game?
Of course. And he'll pull out the physical board. No offense, but this seems a little fairer.
No, I'll thumb over towards the other one. No, it's been on the fritz for a while. We need to get it fixed. But
Rerun's gonna tool through the main cargo bay just to see where the bodyguard is currently.
The bodyguard, she actually seems to still be training. She's gotten her staff out to do some individual sets.
All
Good
right.
enough for me. Zing, woom.
I am heading to go talk with bodyguard.
Carter will sort of step back and put her feet up on the lounge. Well, have at it, Wolf.
Yeah.
Don't lose. I have some credits riding on this.
oh, well, in that case,
Oh, well, if there's gambling
if
to
there's
be had.
money involved, I don't have any force powers that help me cheat. So
Nope, you don't. Yeah.
Wolf will really wish that you and your Luis wouldn't. It's so crass.
Wolf is hilarious.
Yeah. And he's gonna do good at this because that's his thing.
Strategery.
Strategery, yes.
strategy.
And just so you guys have something to play with, I'm going to use a dark side point on the game.
On the
it's-
game. All right, warfare rolls.
Yeah.
Do. 3 advantage.
For success.
Oh.
So you're becoming familiar with his strategy, but right from the opening, this is a master chessman.
Yeah.
And it's almost like he's intentionally holding back a bit, but he's schooling you. He probably could have won, and he's probably just prolonging it.
That's fine.
Joy of the game.
Well, as we play, I'll just be having a conversation with both him and Carter if Carter's there listening.
Carter's listening, but mostly you just get snarky comments from her.
Does it play?
No.
On Ashan, all forms of competition and combat are considered art as we play. And it is only in competition and combat that we truly learn about each other as we play.
An admirable approach. I tend to believe that even indirect competition can bring about the same revelation. That's why I do what I do.
So I've already broken into this crate once. Do I need to continue to roll to break into it more?
You don't need to roll to break into it more. You will just need to be aware that you are, to get a full picture, you are disassembling this crate.
Okay.
Essentially.
All right.
And are you going for the back more crate or the front more crate?
The one that's furthest away from the door.
Okay.
The
The
main
one
door.
that's confirmed to have.
Of the 3, 2 of them have it. One of them's further away than the other one.
Right.
Just for spatial stuff, I need to know.
Mhm.
I'm gonna need a deception roll from Sen. She's gonna counter with negotiation.
I'm going to spend a light side.
Okay.
Upgrade.
Good at that.
Damn, yeah.
3 successes, 2 advantage.
Alright. Yeah. you're managing to keep up this conversation as you play, and we will come back to that conversation, but we need to figure out what Lux is doing.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna. I'm striking up a conversation, and I'm not pushing as hard as I did with Carter, but there is still. I mean that is her. That is one of her go-to moves.
Yeah.
Is she is throwing on the charm offensive.
There's a thing.
Flirtation. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Chris, you are going to need a charm roll.
That's fine.
With Carter, you had set up and the appropriate tools.
Correct. Yes.
I'm 12.
What diff?
Difficulty of 2.
Okay.
Apparently, I have the appropriate tools for this one.
You can auto-succeed such things if both people are working towards the same end and they just make it there, but with this...
Or you can roll 5 successes and an advantage.
Or you can roll 5 successes and an advantage, which I do need to roll against, but that doesn't... that isn't likely to be it.
Yeah, this is honestly just more for the banter, thing to keep.
Okay, you don't just walk in and start making out in a corner.
No.
Okay.
But you have got her full attention.
Pheromones activated.
Yeah. With pheromones, you have, if not her more romantic interest or sexual interest, you have her full attention. She's conversing with you.
Go,
right.
Gadget charisma.
This is where Lux starts using her powers for evil and trying to set Sin up on a date with people. It's just...
Oh, now that would be hilarious.
Excuse me. Lux used her powers for evil for a long, long period of time.
Remember that whole I used to work for the Empire thing?
Yeah. And well, it doesn't necessarily bother you. You do notice that glazed look that you've had people give you before of you have quite a bit of influence over them.
Yes, no, that's
with
fine.
a relative 3 successes.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that's cool. I'm not. I mean, that just happens naturally. It's what I do with that advantage that becomes the good or the bad. And at this point, it's just to keep her completely engaged and 100% not looking at, not paying attention to what goes on in
Room 3.
Right.
Room 3 in case
It's currently closed anyways, but...
It is currently closed, but in case like the door were to open and something tries to escape before Rerun grabs it and drags it back in.
You have a lot of faith in the droid's strength if you think he can drag something.
You have an excellent estimation of the droid's self-control, though.
That's what I was.
You know what's
Okay,
going to be easier?
so-
if I just thaw this thing out and ask it.
So this rerun has as much advantage as possible. We're going to go back to Scent.
As we continue playing.
Let's continue playing game.
Yep.
That's Carter's sheet. Gee, it's almost like I have all of your character sheets, Praz's, and the NPCs open.
2 successes. I'm not doing as bad as I was previously.
He's gonna. There's gonna be another dark side point spent. For you to lose at a game.
Yeah, no, the Galaxy really wants me to lose it to Jark, apparently.
Or the Galaxy really wants him to win it to Shark. The Galaxy might be embarrassed if he loses. Wait, that was the wrong roll. I am sorry. There's because I upgraded the wrong side. One success and 4 advantage.
Hey.
You're pushing back and he's letting you. He's definitely almost teaching while still keeping you very.
Oh, now that's just condescending.
Teaching games are a strategy and are a cultural thing.
Yeah.
No, yeah, no, absolutely.
And as we're and just as an example, when an expert player such as yourself allows a less experienced one such as myself to take certain pieces, you can glean an amount of information about their outlook on the world and their view on competition. As I start doing better when I really have no right to be.
Yeah. Indeed. A proper game requires seasoned opponents and occasionally the effort of one. I find that the obligation of those with talent is to guide those with less to a level of experience.
So at this point, I want to start subtly playing even worse.
Okay.
Like so it's like not intentionally, but just like not like, oh, I don't know how to play this game, but like missing
But
missing
making
things that even I
moves
would
that
know.
you know would be worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And just like encouraging him to overextend in the, oh, this guy is slightly worse than I thought he was, da, 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 da,
yeah.
and just keeping his
Um,
attention that way. Because I've determined that he
Make
is,
me another warfare check to continue this game.
I have determined that he is very confident in his own abilities and in his position. 2 more successes.
2 successes and 2 advantages.
Yeah.
So it is always you notice that once you start intentionally doing worse, the pressure amps back up.
Yeah.
It's always a shame when people do not take training as the offer that it is.
Well, training is offered in many different ways, and I find personal experiences to be far more rewarding than impartial, rudimentary training.
That is something I can agree with you on. That's what she said! Carter yells from over the side.
You're not that far away. You didn't have to yell.
Oh, didn't I?
You're like 6 feet away.
I mean, she's right, I did,
But the
but
sexual tension in the room was getting pretty damn loud.
I imagine that Wolf and I both have an equally
straightens his
confused face.
My
I think somebody's just angry about being lectured about appropriate contact.
Oh, yeah. You get that sense. You actually hear that from where you are on the ship. And Louise, she is almost entirely trained on you, gives almost this instinctive fond shake of her head. You can tell she was aware something happened.
Right.
Question.
Prioritizing you.
Now I kind of want to make a retroactive perception check to see if I noticed Wolf checking me out when I walked past.
Rerun as he's disassembling the crate. Can he do so in a way that it can be put back together?
Absolutely.
Okay. Good.
The question is, does he or does he just slice?
No.
That is another question.
He would be attempting to take it apart in a way that's quiet and also possibly able to be reassembled so it doesn't look, at least to a cursory examination, like it's been messed with.
Okay. I'm gonna make me a stealth roll, difficulty 2.
Oh, shit.
And the dark side's coming out because I need to give you guys more dice to mess with.
And the light side's coming right back at you, because stealth is not my thing. One triumph. Oh my god.
One triumph. The triumphs are not necessarily successes, but
Right.
in this case, I will say that you managed to make a pretty significant, pretty thorough disassembly of this crate.
Okay. Now that I've got a better
Don't
idea.
make any undue noise.
Okay. Now that I've got it more or less opened, can I get a better look at what this thing is frozen?
Yes, and Lux's assessment was correct. This does seem to be a person.
Okay. Can I get a species?
Without, like, a lot of features are hidden by the fact that there was
Carbonite.
freezing. Humanoid. It certainly could, for the examples that are on the ship, it certainly could be an Achani or like any other race that has
Okay.
but that more standard human bio setup does seem to be the case. Well dressed, like it's always weird to see like the frozen still.
Right. Because you can't really get any sort of flesh coloration or pattern markings or anything like that. It's more or less a bronze sculpture of an individual.
It's a bronze sculpture of an individual, but it's almost like if there was a bronze video that paused at an in-between frame.
Yeah.
They're blurry?
You know exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
And I do want you to make, with just giving your background, with a boost die, a knowledge core worlds roll.
Okay. Difficulty.
Or knowledge core worlds or knowledge outer rim, whichever you would like to use.
All right. And difficulty on that one? Standard?
Difficulty is standard of 2.
Okay. And I will make it outer rim. 1 success, 2 advantage.
You think you recognize this person. You can't put a finger on exactly who they are. You don't have a name. But you seem to recall them being a political individual.
Do I get a good feeling about their politics or a bad feeling about their politics?
Valid question.
You actually follow politics decently closely.
Yes, I do.
You recall that they didn't have any particularly strong stances on the things you cared about, or that wasn't the focus of the politics that they were involved in.
Okay.
Which might mean that you don't like them, but you don't remember,
They should have taken a stronger position.
Grid subjugation.
Right. So we're going to scan this person.
Yep.
And then before we reassemble the crate, is there a possibility that I could lock this cargo bay from the inside?
As the droid of the ship, yeah.
Okay, and I will lock this cargo bay's main door, outer door, from the inside.
Let me see. I have a. Wait, that's in the wrong. Yeah. All right. You can do that without making a check. I'm gonna say.
All right.
And there should be something in your journal.
Sweet.
with now that I've redacted the name. Do you take a holo scan or no?
Yes, I did take a holo scan. Just that image with
That-
the double-breasted
Yeah,
suit.
the image
Okay.
without a name because I removed it.
Okay. All right.
Mostly what she looks like.
And then I
Again,
have not reassembled the crate yet. I'm going out through the secret doors and closing them behind me. And then into the main cargo bay where Lux and Louise are talking.
Uh-huh. Look back. Get in where?
And I just turn around and head back down Hall 6, closing the doors behind me.
I look back. Fucking droids. Give it. I'll be back. And
Just,
head off.
Go back to punching things.
Yep.
All right.
Did
Through the
you-
secret... Sorry.
Sorry. You were asked to confirm if the tracker was still there. Did you want to?
Oh, yes. Yes. That's right. I was supposed to do that. Oops.
Sorry, I just try
Okay.
and remind you guys of that when I know it.
You got
Perception
lost in
roll.
her eyes.
I mean,
Other way around, but
yes.
okay. Difficulty 2 perception.
Okay.
With I'm gonna say a setback die because Rerun did manage to make it very challenging to see.
Okay.
And you don't actually know exactly what it looks like because you were intentionally not paying.
Fuck if I know. The failure
That's
and an
not a
advantage.
no, but that's not a I can see it either.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea.
Hard to say.
So yeah, I follow Rerun.
Secret tunnel,
Once
secret
yeah.
tunnel.
Once I am-
through the cargo bay. Secret,
Once I am
secret
past-
tunnel.
Once I am into the hallway 6, the friendly, happy-go-lucky demeanor totally drops and I'm in full business mode.
Okay.
Somewhat scary business mode.
So yeah, there's a disassembled crate with a frozen person in it.
Do I recognize this person?
You don't get a boost die, but you can also make me a difficulty to either Core Worlds or Outer Rim roll.
Okay.
Male or female, by the way?
A best guess from the Carbonite Frozen, this is a woman.
I'm flipping our one light side point.
Mostly the thing about flipping light side points that makes me have to do work. It's like I have to update the thing.
Hell if I know.
Probably
Wait, why do you have a setback die?
Didn't I say?
No set. Was it no
Oh
setback
no
die?
no that I didn't
No
take
setback
that out.
dice. Right.
So sorry, re-rolling. I did not take that setback
No,
die
no.
out from the last roll.
Just amused that the setback die did something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
With
just
an
an
advantage.
advantage.
You feel like when you were in intelligence, you saw this person's face on a long, long list of people to generally keep an eye on. Not people that were a threat, but people that you might need to visit at some point, maybe.
I mean, that's a good sign as far as I'm concerned.
But that was a long list.
that-
and you don't
I'm
remember.
one step ahead of you as I still have my data pad.
Okay.
I'm already taking, basically taking a picture and running
Google image
the
search.
space through Google image search.
Yes.
That's not how Google image search works, trust me.
Yes.
It
You
can be.
Facebook
It doesn't
image
necessarily work well, but
You mean Facebook image search, trust me. Google looks
Okay.
for similar coloring, similar composition, similar subject matter, Facebook looks for faces.
Wait. There's actually something that Facebook does better than Google?
Facebook does it better than people.
Wow.
Yeah, no, Facebook does
And
it
an
really, really
average
well.
person, Facebook is about 0.8% more accurate at identifying these are/aren't the same person and connecting people across the photos.
What Google image search does well in reference to this kind of thing is if you put the image in, it will try and pair it with similar images, and you will get the common search results for that. So that is how you actually find identities.
Facebook does it better than Google. It's that Google's trying to do X, Facebook's trying to do Y. If you compare them, Facebook is better at Y than Google.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. But yes, I am searching this person on this person's image on the hologram.
I mean, also as somebody who has used both Google Plus and Facebook, Facebook does social media better than Google too. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Fuck Google Plus.
So, tangenting away from really awful social media, and onto the also kind of weird, but no, social media. Yes, this person is a public figure. I'm not going to make you roll, unless you are just going deep and not going surface.
No, not yet. That being said, to rerun. I want to search in relation to yeah, I'm gonna do a deep dive. I'm gonna try and look for connections between this person and Regal. Regal connections between this person and the Empire right now, etc.
Okay. Just overall for that, I'm gonna need you to make a difficulty 3 computers roll, and I'll tell you stuff you can find out regardless of that roll first.
Okay.
So she does have connections to the Empire, in that she is a senator, or for a very minor system, and she's one of those sort of probationary senators that is technically there but has very little actual pull. Because the Empire claims it's everything.
Right.
There are people that technically represent most places. And the Imperial Senate it exists. It occasionally has an impact. Well, you do find her name. Her name is Ladiko Ross. She is a senator for the Lahara sector, which just general politics will tell you was a separatist sector. So that explains why she has almost no influence.
Right.
Like, you get a few things of her campaigning for this in relation to farming regulation, but really she just seems to be one of those almost anonymous senators who doesn't really stand for or argue for much, and doesn't have any pull.
Okay.
That's who that is. And then your computers roll.
Yes. Hold on, just a second here. So difficulty 3 is in place. So that's 3 success and 2 threats.
Okay. In terms of other things about her, there's stuff to find. You don't see any relationship between her and
And Regal.
Ross Enterprises. Beyond, she was a co-signator on one bill one time. Ross is her last name. On Regal Enterprises.
Right. A bill that was beneficial or negative? Towards Regal.
To Regal, I mean, it's a bill, so they got the contract. But
okay,
then again, every active senator that this area reference that was in that general area had to sign on that bill.
Yes,
so
but as long as it was potentially positive as opposed to negative. And I'm going to do a quick look at because it's not always the case, but sometimes you can tell based on is the expression that you can get that we can get of her someone who is not pleased with being frozen.
Does it look like she went into this voluntarily?
Voluntary or not is basically what I'm. And I realize it's possible that it may not. You may not be able to tell.
Hard to tell. She certainly doesn't look happy, but she doesn't look like she was physically resisting when she was frozen.
Okay.
Rerun gets bored and starts disassembling the other crate.
Okay.
God damn it, Rerun.
I should note that in the crate there's also other heavy stuff, mostly in sub boxes, presumably to fill out the size and the weight.
Gotcha.
It's boxes of rocks, yeah, or something.
Kinda.
I feel like we already know enough about what's going on based on the fact that all other parties may be interested in stealing this.
No,
you're not there.
No. That's information that they already have. Is that we know that another.
Oh yeah, no. Rerun is assuming at this point that odds are these people are not political prisoners of any stripe. Otherwise, the Empire would be handling the transition of them. So it's more likely that they're on our side than not.
Yeah,
absolutely, yes.
Right, but he wants to know who else is in the other one, because if we've got one senator, there's a chance we might have two senators, and the second one might be more recognizable.
I mean, you're not wrong.
So would that be skullduggery or a mechanics check or what?
That would be for disassembling the second crate. Let's make it skullduggery.
Okay. Same difficulty of 2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Actually,
2 successes, an advantage. Nope, I didn't click out. Hang on a second. Let's try this again. 2 successes.
Uh-oh.
Carter didn't have any difficulty.
No, she didn't, because it's an opposed thing.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
It's to something you guys have already done.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I just realized I should give the NPCs a chance to succeed.
Right. That is perfectly fair.
And Sen, as things are heating up, I do need you to make another deception roll.
Okay. What are we currently at? Yep, we're like that. All right. Deception. Difficulty what?
Difficulty is 2, standard. And I'm flipping a dark side point.
One success, one advantage. Unless the dark side point was at me.
At you, yeah.
Okay, well, hang on, let me roll. Upgrade. And let me adjust stuff.
I'm mostly trying to get some light side points to work with.
One success, 4 advantage, and a despair.
Okay, let me check what deception despairs do.
Typically bad things.
I mean,
Typically bad things.
But I succeeded, so it's one of those,
How bad could it be?
Okay, so you
Really
succeeded,
fucking bad.
but a despair also counts as a failure.
yeah.
It doesn't necessarily fully counteract your success. You don't suddenly blurt
Oh,
out.
no, because he rolled 2 successes and the despair took one of those away already.
Oh, yeah, no, the despair already ruined one of my successes. So it's...
yeah, huh?
It's not 4 advantage, though. What can I do with advantage on a deception roll?
Let me look.
Maybe
Things.
just to increase the value of goods, might believe they're agreeing to fairer terms.
One's advantage, yeah.
I am. Deceptione.
The target may realize that he's being lied to and use the situation to his advantage. Good to know.
Mm.
Yeah, there's a lot of rules and they take up a lot of space. But figure out if there's something really specific that you want to put your advantage towards.
So
You have a skill.
depending on how I don't know that I have a skill that affects this, but depending on how, like, whatever the despair is doing, I'd like to spend those advantage to reduce that. Like, rather than outright going, "You're lying," he might go, "Something's wrong here, but I don't know what."
Yeah. Well, we're first gonna have to see what he rolls, and that's gonna be for him discipline. Okay.
Well, shit.
Could have been worse.
Yep.
I genuinely don't know what you guys are doing right now, anyways. So
No, he continues the game, and at this point, he's kind of kicking your ass. He's kind of taking those successes he had at the beginning and bringing them back, and you're like, I didn't realize he'd entrenched himself here
yeah, like
and run straight into it.
he's stopped playing, basically.
He has stopped playing.
I have found the limit of his hubris, basically.
It was never hubris. You would, as an Achani, be familiar with the principle. While you don't let a child you are fighting with win, you don't go right in with the biggest punch you can make and knock them out immediately, because then they don't learn.
Yeah.
And then the second the kid just starts playing around, because they figured out that if they play around, you give them leeway. If they don't succeed, you give them leeway. Then you start being harsher.
And
You'd
you
be
lower the
familiar with this process. It's not a Jedi training philosophy most commonly, but you'd be familiar with the ideas given your background.
Hold out baits to entice the enemy, feign disorder, and crush him.
Yeah. I do hope this hasn't been too much strain on your crew.
A little bit of strain on the crew helps keep them in line, keep them sharp, so that incidents that would be unrecoverable from don't occur.
Yes, incidents. And charter. Okay. You two, have fun. Wear protection.
Oh, I'm gonna hate the fact that Carter's pissed off at us all.
What was
And
what?
she's headed back.
What'd she say?
Wear protection.
Oh, wear protection. Oh.
Wolf, again, looks deeply uncomfortable and sort of straightens his tie.
What's the time on, how much time do we have left before we come out
Hours.
of space? Hours?
Hour.
Hour, okay.
Maybe a little less. You're going to drop out, and then you're going to have a bit of sublight.
Okay.
But
I'm going to just sort of look down at, like, where my communicator is. Well, this has been fun, Wolf, but I need to actually go make sure we're not going to hit anything. Get up, and then pull out my comm link and, like, direct beam to R3. Rerun, can you get a read on the engine, please? And then walk up towards the cockpit. Does that come back through the?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what he sent. That's what he speaks back over the comm.
I thought I felt a tremor as I'm walking back up towards the cockpit.
all right. So Rerun and Lux. Rerun, you can make the same identification roll for the new person.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for that too.
Okay, Rerun gets a boost die. Lux does not.
Right.
Okay.
I've given them all the warning I can give.
One boost, two difficulty.
And at the very least, if I'm in the cockpit and they demand I come fix the door, it'll take me a while to get to it.
Use a light side and outer rim. Here we go. God damn it! No successes for advantage.
I will also
No.
use the light side.
I mean, it's impressive to roll nothing but advantages on 4 dice.
Right.
Yep. Well, there were some threats.
I mean, yeah, but that's what I'm...
And outer rim. Hey, one success. That's something.
With one success. Lux, you don't necessarily know anything about this person,
Okay.
but you recognize who they are, and where you know them from. Let's say.
Okay.
This is Tarika Braymark, and she's a separatist.
Okay. Tarika. What was the last name?
Braymark. I'm gonna put it in chat because there's no way you're gonna guess the spelling.
Oh no, I guarantee I'm off, and that's fine.
And I can now show that.
Out of curiosity,
Ignore the dragon in the background. Old people images are hard to find.
out of curiosity,
uh,
for relevance to the group of us whenever, what is the position? What would the political position be of separatists, of the people who were part of the separatist movement, in the current climate?
not
Sense
good.
have no idea.
And I would have
Not-
no idea, but like,
Lux Rerun would also have basically no idea beyond the Empire basically has declared that these separatist places could not do that. Bad. You can't withdraw from the Republic. Other
I
than
mean,
that,
these are the
Rerun
people I hunted down.
know that Lux would know that people who were explicitly members of the Separatists are usually, not always, but usually less than welcome in political circles.
Right.
Technically, there was some level of amnesty with surrender, and technically the sectors that they represent are still allowed to participate. And honestly, a lot of the separatist army was just co-opted and put to different functions beyond the droids that all got blowed up.
Roger, Roger.
People who were part of the military, especially organics that were part of the separatist military, were kind of just, okay, you work for us now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Germany
The
post
portions
World
of
War
their
One.
spy network became more of your spy network. That sort of thing.
Right.
So it could be, in terms of this person, she
Got
could
it.
be an imperial whatever, or she could be on the run.
Loading. Closing back up.
Okay, he'll put the crates back together.
Yeah, and I'll help. Because we need to do this quickly.
Okay. Yeah, you two put the crates back together as quickly as you can. Let's see. Okay. That was no difficulty, so I should probably actually make that a challenge for her, given that it is.
I mean, that would be good. We would appreciate that.
I mean, this might be something you want her to succeed at, I will
Oh.
just say.
Okay.
Okay.
This is whether she kills us or not.
Maybe.
What? She can't get in. I locked the fucking door.
I mean, whether or not she just decides to hack into our ship systems and open the door.
You do,
Whether she uses
over
explosives or not to blow the door open.
entire comm system, you hear, seems like you guys have a door malfunction. Fucking droid.
I'll
How
click.
close are we to having the crates put back together?
You're gonna need another minute.
I'll click on the intercom. Which door?
Cargo bay. Our shit.
Now these walls are soundproof, so if I communicate through, it's not gonna. They're not gonna hear.
The walls are soundproof, especially there where this is an airlock.
Yeah, that's an airlock door. Yeah, it's soundproof.
Right.
That's not an
Okay.
airlock door,
No,
it's a
fair
standard
enough. I
hatch.
just wanted to make sure, so it wasn't like.
Attach this part.
Yeah,
okay.
that's an airlock door because everything north of that goes away if I want it to.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't want
just
to like hit the intercom and she hears two voices.
Right.
My voice.
Yeah. And you can also direct something specifically to only the cockpit. I'll say.
Sorry, I'm doing I'm doing a diagnostic. It's going to be done just before we land. Figure we had the time. It'll be done in just a couple of minutes.
Do you need
Ready?
rerun to help with that?
For that,
Saying nothing. Rerun is frantically reassembling crates.
no, we're good. I'm good for now.
Okay.
Just give me.
You two are gonna need to make me a stealth check. Rerun needs to make the check, but he will have a boost die for being assisted.
Does Lux need to make a deception roll for that? Everything's fine here. Fine. How
We're
are
all
you?
fine. How are you?
Negotiation, your choice.
Do I assist? Do I assist
Better.
using my with my
No.
back, with my back and forth? Oh.
You are both communicating things, but unfortunately, this is really just how well Lux carries off. Oh, I totally didn't know that would do that.
Right.
No success,
Difficulty?
no failure, 2 advantage. on the
Difficulty
stealth.
of 2 because
Okay.
it's a
Fortunately, it's soundproof though, as we just established.
Motherfuck!
okay.
Talk about rolling a shit ton of advantages.
Yeah, we're-
Wait, yours was. Did you increase Lux's difficulty?
No.
Okay.
I just flipped the point because I am increasing a thing.
Dormez-vous.
good news is neither of us have failed at anything.
This is true.
Neither of you have failed.
But you haven't succeeded either.
Which doesn't necessarily matter with Oh, that's the wrong dice pool.
Oh, you rolled
Jeez.
nothing but purple dice.
That's
I am
what
fine with that.
happens If you click enter when you're not in anything.
I feel like if the dice have rolled, they should count.
I do not.
I have made the rule for you as well that if you roll the wrong thing,
Yes, I know.
I prefer Aaron's current ruling on things like that.
That's
Okay.
less good.
Or more good. You don't know.
Or more good, yeah.
and you don't get a response back.
Okay. That's fine. I'm as proceed as if everything is fine. Get this shit done. Let's get out of here. Are we finished yet?
Yeah, it takes you another minute, but frantically scrambling. I still need that stealth check.
Oh no, my stealth check was right over her Lux's negotiation. It was 2 advantage, no success, no failure.
Oh, okay. Good to know. I didn't see that. Hmm. So you've managed to reassemble the crates. What do you want to do now?
All right, we're going out.
Sneak
into-
our asses
Right,
out
room
the
number
back
4.
door.
Shut door number 4.
I am making like the jock out of the cheerleader's window at midnight.
And then sneak out into room number 6. Shut the door behind us again. Lux, are you coming? Okay.
Fuck yes.
And then trundle around in a very grumpy manner out this way to the door and try and unlock it for Carter.
Okay. You locked it. You can unlock it.
Right.
Carter cursing a lot.
I am heading back to my. I'm heading around this way, casually making my way to the cockpit. La di da di da. Hello, people. La di da di da di da.
We are the worst people in the galaxy.
What are you talking about?
You really are.
I didn't do anything.
Rerun. You get the door open. Carter waves her thing around for a minute. Closes it back down. Heads off and is gonna go knock on Lux's door.
Okay.
Lex is not in her room.
Yay!
No, she's not. And then she's gonna head over into the main area.
All right. So
So,
good news and bad news.
cockpit is locked.
Yes. Well, I don't know whether it's good news or bad news, to be frank. Here's who's in the crate. I personally think that they are on the good side here.
Who specify there are more than 2 people involved.
Yeah. These are the people.
Yeah. They are on. Do you think the people who are transporting them are also doing
Yes.
so benevolently? Okay.
Yes. I believe so.
I'm gonna see if I can pull up that tracker.
The one that's on the bodyguard
Yeah.
in the ship.
Yeah, I want to see if it's still on the bodyguard in the ship. Like, if it's still on, like,
yeah,
in
and
the
I have no idea. I didn't
It's
see
still
it, but
in the ship. It's roughly where she is.
Okay. Fair enough.
You don't exactly know precisely where she is, but it's in the common room. So
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's just so long as
Rerun's
it's still
gonna trundle
active.
through the common room and make a show of, and actually he's going to start actually repairing the Jarek table
nice.
because that gives him a good reason to be there where he can watch all three of them.
Yeah.
Well, we're landing soon, so we'll let them get off and go on their way. You guys didn't, like, leave behind massive amounts of evidence that you tampered with the crates, did you?
No. Yes, we digitally signed our names to. What do you think? Of course not.
Digitally signed our name.
I only do that when we steal things from Imperial sites. No, I don't say that.
Difficulty 1 or 2 to fix my Jarek table.
difficulty of 1, you broke it.
Right. I figured.
Fiction.
I mean,
How
Oh
much-
my god, I broke it worse.
Okay,
You rolled difficulty 2.
deleted your ability
whoops.
to control it.
You rolled difficulty 2,
Rolled
not
my
difficulty
roll
1.
difficulty. Sorry, hang on.
Oh yeah.
Do this right. Oh yeah.
Yep. With the triumph, we keep
1 triumph,
digging.
1 success, 1 advantage. This thing is much, much improved.
I'm just gonna. How much longer do we have
we
before
want
we?
to let this one go.
How much longer do we have before we drop out?
Unless you want to try and prolong it, less than an hour,
I was thinking, like, if it's like the next
10,
15
20
minutes
minutes,
or whatever.
at most at this point.
So Lux says, "Do you want to let it go?"
Do we want to let this one go?
Click. We'll be dropping out of hyperspace in about 20 minutes, so better pack your bags. Sure.
Okay. Arms fold.
What?
Why? Why do we want to let this one go?
I want to see who they're meeting before I actually make that decision.
Hmm.
Because we have to take them to their spot and then take them back. So,
I don't know that we will
If we're-
necessarily be as secretive as they're being about this. I don't know that we're gonna see. Louise can move it to wherever.
yeah, but if they're going to drop it at a hut compound, there are certain ways you can't really hide that. Also, if somebody's going to be waiting in ambush, then we may get more information.
All right.
All we know is right now we've got a senator and a separatist leader trapped in carbonite,
Yep.
being transported by a company that doesn't really, as far as we know, have very many ties to the Empire.
Well, so it's interesting. It's not necessarily abnormal, but it is interesting that they, like many privatized businesses, got smaller after the war ended, and thus have a reason to have issue with the Empire.
There are two potential things going on. One, they've kidnapped a senator and a separatist leader and are selling them to somebody who wants them, which would
Right.
be bad.
Right.
Two,
Which I really hope that's not the case, because I really don't want to have to kill them.
two, they are smuggling these people safely out of wherever they were to a safer location in such a manner, in the only real manner that you can safely smuggle somebody without them ever showing their face, in carbonite.
Aaron, can I make a knowledge outer rim check or something now that we know who these people are? What is the reason you would ship them frozen in carbonite to Dolus 3? Is that more of a, hey, we need a place to hide out? Or a, hey, we have a prison
Given
here?
that you have been to Dolus 3 before, yeah, you can make that
And
check.
actually,
Okay.
I don't know that if I've ever rolled a knowledge about Dolus 3. Can I roll a knowledge?
Yeah.
That difficulty 2?
Rerun made the roll, you can retroactively make the roll now.
Because just now that I'm thinking about it...
Difficulty 3 for Zen, and difficulty 2 for Rerun.
Okay.
Outer Rim, correct?
Knowledge Outer Rim.
I'm going to use a light side point. One success, 1 triumph, 2 advantage.
And 3 threat, no success, no failure.
Okay. It's a place. You navigated to it.
Yeah, well...
You know it's an actual place.
Yeah.
With a success and a triumph.
Says, triumph may be spent to learn relevant, beneficial information concerning the subject.
Yeah.
And then they give some examples.
I'll say that spending the triumph, Dolus 3 is not, at least not the most highly trafficked of worlds. If you wanted an out-of-the-way meeting place, that would probably be a very good use for it in some ways, but it's out of the way. There's a port. The planet itself is not particularly hospitable to most species. It's possible it's being used as sort of a transition point.
So, like, it could function as a secret hideaway, out-of-the-way base area, or it could function as a, hey, we need to make a drop-off between illicit parties to transfer some less than legally transportable cargo.
Yes, and
Okay.
those operations could be good people or bad people from your perspective.
Right.
With
Okay.
a triumph, you do know that it's not a particularly strongly Imperial controlled area. That being said, the forces that do have control in that area are not necessarily paragons.
Right. Because it's the Outer Rim and nobody is. Cool.
Now, it seems less likely that they would have gone to the trouble of hiring us if they were trying to turn them back over to the Empire. That seems unlikely. But...
And if they did, wow, do they have terrible luck.
Yeah, no. Alternatively, there are better places to go for huts. Nar Shaddaa, for instance. So, theoretically, the potential is that it's benevolent. That being said, if we really want to know, we can just lock them in the cargo bay and threaten to jettison. I feel like seeing who they're meeting is going to would be the piece of information we need.
All right.
Let's do that.
Rerun's
Rerun's not there.
He
but you're
seems
gonna
a
get
little
no
bit
objection.
less than pleased with the idea of waiting, but All right.
Remember, patience opens up more doors
Don't,
than impatience.
no, stop. You already had it. Do not sabotage your win.
And don't fucking Jedi proverb me.
That's not a Jedi proverb. That's an Achani proverb.
It's condescending bullshit, whichever one it is.
It's not a Jedi proverb. It's used in a Jedi fashion. Jedi have a particular dialect of this is saying a proverb. That whether or not he does it intentionally, Sen feeds into.
It's all that conditioning. When you have a proverb, say it this way.
And then you chuckle like that afterwards.
You grew up around people who spoke in that way.
Yep.
Your accent persists. That sort of thing.
Darkness, light.
And again, all else fails. We have a ship, they don't.
Take over.
Okay. Rerun. Besides fixing the table, which takes you very little time.
Yeah, I literally just like plug two things in. Other than that, I'm just waiting around till we land, or at least pop out of hyperspace and start getting shot at.
Yep. You pop out of hyperspace. No guns on you at the moment.
Heading towards the coordinates.
Yeah. And at that point, that's where we're going to leave it with.
Alrighty, well then, we have been Final Show Films. We produce a wide variety of content every day of the week. You can check us out on our website at finalshowfilms.com. You also check us out on our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms. If you'd like to support us financially, you can do so there. Thank you to all of our patrons, especially our $25 tier supporters, Chris Comfort and Antitonic, without whom we wouldn't be able to do quite as much stuff as we already do now. We're currently at our $100 a month tier on Patreon, which means that all of our podcasts get their separated out feeds. Our next goal is $500 a month, which means that Jack over there is going to get paid by you guys to do our audio editing instead of by me.
Show me the money!
So, yes, if you would like to show him the money, then show us the money at the Patreon page. We also like to thank the folks over at 411mania.com. Jeremy, tell us a little bit about 411mania.com.
411mania.com is a pop culture site that has basically everything geeks could be interested in. Whether you're looking for the latest box office news for Wonder Woman or The Mummy or I don't remember what's coming out this weekend. All Eyes on Me, Cars 3, etc. Or if you're looking for reviews, movie, television, comic books, games, we've got E3 previews, wrestling news, MMA, music, and all the stuff Final Show Films does. Check us out.
We appreciate them. We also appreciate all you watching. If you're watching the rerun here on Twitch, thank you for watching. If you're watching it on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe below. Also, coming up on July 1st, Constitution Check is back. A few months back, we did a charity 24-hour charity live stream event where several DMs and several groups of players streamed several games over the course of 24 hours, raising money for the ACLU. July 1st, we're going to be raising money for Planned Parenthood. So if you want to not only support a good charity and a good cause, but you also just want to see 24 hours worth of cool stuff in addition to the other stuff that we do, because our normal vampire game on the 1st is going to happen. But in addition to that, you also want to just see more stuff and support a good cause while doing it. Tune in. It's going to be twitch.tv/constitutioncheck. We're going to be tweeting about it as we get closer and closer to the date. So take a look at that. I'm going to be running a Waterdeep City Guards game. So if you want to see what an evening in the life of the City Guards of Waterdeep is, please be sure to tune in. Time slots and more information will become available as we go forward. Look forward to that. But now, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all next time. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.